The Israel-Hamas conflict escalated, with Hezbollah and Houthi forces joining. Direct attacks between Iran and Israel further heightened tensions. The conflict has claimed 50,000 lives and displaced millions. Despite a ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah in November, negotiations with Hamas remain deadlocked, leaving little hope for peace.
On November 5th, Donald Trump defeated Kamala Harris to reclaim the presidency, with Republicans gaining control of Congress. His America First agenda heralds significant shifts in U.S. domestic and foreign policies, expected to have far-reaching global impacts on international relations and economic strategies.
After 13 years of civil war, opposition forces seized Damascus on December 8th, forcing President Bashar al-Assad to flee. The collapse of the regime has intensified fears of greater instability in the Middle East. The international community is working to facilitate a peaceful political transition and restore order.
Ukrainian forces launched cross-border raids in Russia, and missile strikes in November targeted deep into Russian territory. Moscow retaliated with hypersonic strikes and revised its nuclear doctrine. The assassination of a Russian general in December further escalated tensions. While both sides have called for negotiations, significant differences persist.
The IMF forecasted global economic growth of 3.2% in 2024, despite geopolitical conflicts and trade tensions. Central banks, including the U.S. Federal Reserve, lowered interest rates to stimulate growth. These macroeconomic adjustments reflect global efforts to stabilize markets and drive recovery.
2024 was the hottest year recorded, with global temperatures exceeding 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Extreme weather events such as Typhoon Yagi in Asia and severe flooding in Spain caused widespread devastation. Despite urgent calls for climate action, progress in reducing fossil fuel consumption remains inadequate.
Gold prices reached a record $2,790.15 per ounce on October 31st, driven by inflation, geopolitical instability, and monetary policy changes. Central banks increased gold reserves, underscoring gold's role as a safe haven asset. The surge prompted shifts in investment strategies amid market volatility.
Far-right and nationalist parties gained momentum in European elections, challenging EU stability and international cooperation. Political turmoil intensified as governments in France and Germany faced no-confidence votes, reflecting growing instability across the continent.
The UN passed its first resolution on artificial intelligence, advocating for safe and ethical development. ASEAN issued governance guidelines, and the EU introduced its AI Act, to protect rights while fostering innovation. These actions demonstrate growing global attention to AI's opportunities and risks.
China's Chang'e 6 spacecraft returned samples from the Moon's far side on June 25. These materials, including volcanic rocks, offer insights into lunar geography and history. This achievement marks a significant milestone in space exploration and scientific research.